Well, millions of Americans make New Year's resolutions that often include taking control of their health and eating right by incorporating exercise. Recently, Bill spoke with a registered dietitian about this very topic. Take a look.
Did you know it's estimated 45% of the U.S. population suffers from either diabetes or heart disease? Now is a great time to take control of your health. Our next guest is a registered dietitian with the Dairy Alliance who joins us to share her insights on how you can go back to the basics that can benefit your health journey. We welcome Callie Yakubisin to Virginia this morning. Hey, Callie, did I even come close on your name?
You came really close. I am very impressed.
All right. Well, this is a subject I know very little about. I know you're going to talk about fermented foods, and the only part I know of that would be yogurt, but apparently there's a lot more to it than that, isn't there?
Yeah, there really are so many different fermented foods. And today we'll talk a lot about fermented dairy foods, but we'll highlight some of the other ones as well. So welcome to my kitchen. This is my kitchen here. And one of the big things we talk about, a diet is really important, but also things like managing our stress, which is hard right now, getting enough sleep, getting enough exercise, all of these play important roles in keeping us healthy. And according to a survey into today's Dietitian magazine, fermented foods are actually the #1 superfood trend of 2019. But they're not new. They've actually been around for centuries. Before we had refrigeration, this is what we use to keep our food from spoiling. But now researchers are thinking, we got refrigeration, maybe fermented foods play a role in our health.
Yeah, I know that fermented foods are good for your gut. And we started with heart disease and diabetes. We mentioned those. So apparently it's not just your gut that benefits from this.
Yeah, it's not just your gut. So, naming a few of the fermented foods, if you're eating stuff like yogurt or even kefir, or we've got kombucha and kimchi here, all of those are fermented foods. And, what fermentation really is, it's a breakdown of carbohydrates like a starch or sugar by bacteria and yeast. And what happens is that produces a beneficial bacteria. And also it changes the taste and texture of the food we're eating, along with improving digestibility. So for instance, take something like yogurt or our kefir. Someone that has lactose intolerance may tolerate these better than regular dairy because of that beneficial bacteria. So if you have lactose intolerance, in addition to something like a lactose-free milk, which is just as nutritious as regular milk, this might be an option to try as well.
So you're lactose intolerant, and this is breaking down a lot of the things that causes some problems for you.
Yeah, so the beneficial bacteria helps break down that lactose, and so for some people, it is better tolerated than, regular dairy. Additionally, because of that beneficial bacteria, there are other potential benefits of some fermented foods for our health that go beyond the basic nutrition. So for instance, things like, not all fermented foods are created equal, but fermented dairy, for instance, the research shows, some of them are linked to things like decreased risk for type 2 diabetes, along with better weight maintenance. Plus, with cold and flu season going through and everything else we've dealt with these past few months, everyone is concerned about their immunity. How do I improve my immune system? Well, what research shows is having adequate vitamin D levels can be really important for a properly functioning immune system. Milk is a great source of vitamin D, and you can also find vitamin D in some fortified in some fermented dairy foods. So, and additionally, that beneficial bacteria we've been talking about from these fermented foods, that helps support organisms in our gut that play a big role in our immune system. So you probably didn't realize your gut and your immune system were connected, but they are.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing I did know going into this, that they're very connected, because I've had some problems in that area in the past. But you went by something really quick that I think a lot of people need to latch onto. And not only does it help your immune system and help control disease, did you say maintain your weight? Because, a lot of us have that quarantine 15 we're working on.
Yeah, so there is some research out there linking, yogurt consumption with better weight maintenance. So more studies will show more with that, but we do have some good kind of evidence right now to link the two.
Well, I tell you what, this is the first time I've had a chance to talk to you, but you did great, and you can come back. So thank you very much, and we wish you a Happy New Year, Callie.
Thank you very much.
Nice talking with you. And folks, we've got some stuff for you, some great tips. We'll post all the details on our show website by early this afternoon, WTVR.com/VTM. And please stick around because we've got more coming up right after a very quick break.